Everyone, this is Henri for Henri's Gaming Hub, and today we will feature another hero for our Know Your Hero episode, our very own Fiery Silver Knight, Jin Kaien. First, let's talk about Jin's design. At first glance, you will notice that Jin's role icon is a tank, and if you are new to the game, you will think that this is the case. Okay, he's just a tank, that's it. But later on, you will realize that you can actually build Jin as an offensive tank support. Okay, therefore we can narrow down two builds for Jin, one being the full tank support and the other being the offensive type tank support. Okay, now let's go to Jin's skill set. Okay. As you can see, the normal one, the non-upgraded one, provides the party with 15% shield. You also get Chi Force, okay, twice every time you use White Flower technique, and it is usable 3 times. Okay, so that will be a total of 6 Chi Force that you can get whenever Jin uses this skill. Okay, plus 15% shield for the party refreshes every time Jin uses the skill. So let's say that your party gets damaged, like 10% of the shield was consumed, and then once Jin activates the White Flower skill again, okay, it will be refreshed and gives your party another 15%. Okay, for the upgraded one, for the limit break, you get 18% HP shield plus, okay, 35% increase in magic damage. Okay, and everything else is the same. You get Chi Force twice and is usable 3 times, but the magic damage increase debuff that this skill provides is really good for your magic or mage if they are included in your party. So I suggest, if you use Jin, if you're going to upgrade this skill, get a mage for your party, okay, to maximize the damage. Okay, now let's go to the second skill, Stone Immortal. Okay, Stone Immortal gives your party 40% plus chi multiplied by 1% damage reduction. So let's say that you consume 10 Chi Force. Okay, that will be a total of 50% damage reduction. Okay, it also provides your party with 10 to 20% magic damage increase depending on, again, the Chi Force that you have consumed. Okay, your party will be in Stone Immortal status, which allows them to fire Chi bullets that gives off 20 to 50% physical attack damage, again depending on the number of Chi Force that you have consumed. Right? Okay, so the upgraded one is more or less the same. However, it provides your party with debuff removal, debuff duration decreased by 50%, status effect immunity, like a stun curse. Okay, you won't be able to be, you will not be stunned if you're in Stone Immortal status. Okay, so everything else is the same. So if you want to support your party, okay, and there are enemies that stuns you a lot, okay, I suggest that you upgrade this skill. Now let's go to the passive. Okay, passive provides Jin with 25% chance to get Chi Force every time he does a basic attack. Up to 10 Chi Force can be collected, and every 5 basic attack will deal an AoE damage. Okay, and for the upgraded one, it's almost the same. Okay, if however, there's an additional one here. If there are less than 6 Chi Force that you have collected, your basic attack will become Dragon Cannon, and it could penetrate enemies on a straight line a short distance for up to 46% damage. Wow. So if you want Jin to be more aggressive, if you want him to deal more damage AoE, so I suggest that you get this skill instead of skill number 2. Okay. Next is Jin's Chaser skill. So let's go to skill. Okay. This is Vajra Yaksa. It gives off 1,304% damage to enemies on an AoE area effect. Um, it buffs party with resonance power. I will explain that later on. It provides Jin with 30% damage increase, plus 100% attack speed for Jin again, and his basic attack will become AoE with 72% damage, and he will become, if he dies, he would become immortal for 6 seconds. Okay. Now, what is this resonance effect? It's basically just damage reduction minus 20% to the whole party. So if you are in Stone Immortal status and then you cast this, that will be a maximum of 70% damage reduction for the whole party. Wow. And additionally, this has a passive effect that gives Jin 10 chi force at the beginning of battle. Let's say in PvP or in PvE, you already have 10 chi force at the beginning of the battle. Now, what's good about this is that when you reach Chaser level 20, okay, you'll be able to upgrade this Chaser skill and up to 1,900 plus percent damage increase. Okay, everything else is almost the same. The only thing is that it provides your party resonance effect will become different. It will provide your party with scale damage increase of 20% plus number of party up to 15 party members. Okay, so if you have summoners in your party and your party consists of up to 15 members, okay, once you activate Vajra Yaksa, your whole party except for Jin will receive an additional 50% skill and basic attack damage increase. And that would last for about 17 seconds or more depending on the level of the skill. So wow. Okay, so from that we can assume that Jin is already a powerhouse when it comes to offense, and I'll give you a proof later on. Okay, now let's go to the set equipment. Okay, there are 2 sets for Jin. You can either go defensive or offensive. So first, if you want to go defensive, get Power of Anger. Okay, it's the blue set. If you want to go offensive, get Dagger of Passion or orange set. Okay, and in this case, in my case, I got the orange set because I want Jin to be more offensive. Okay, for traits, for the defensive traits, you could get decrease skill cooldown, decrease skill damage, decrease basic attack damage. Okay, let's go to the traits. Okay, let me show that. Okay, so skill cooldown, you get this if you want to be defensive, damage reduction, and also basic attack. Oh, no, not that one. Sorry. Basic attack damage reduction. This one. So if you want to be defensive, get those 3 traits. Okay, if you want to get offensive, you get critical, skill cooldown reduction, and skill damage increase. Okay. For the equipment enchantments, okay, after you upgrade them to +9, I suggest that you get HP for defensive. This is for the defensive type. HP, cooldown reduction, and physical magic defense, and damage reduction. Okay, so basically you get those if you want Jin to be more defensive. And for the offensive type, you get physical attack, skill damage increase, critical chance, and skill cooldown reduction. I'll show you my equipments. So you can see here, true damage chance, I got that for the re-identify. Physical attack, critical chance, critical chance. Physical attack, skill cooldown reduction, skill cooldown reduction. Physical attack, and physical attack, skill attack damage increase. Physical attack, skill attack damage increase. So that's it for the enchantments. For additional stats, when you re-identify these equipments, I suggest when you go defensive, get max health and any kind of defensive traits or stats. For the offensive one, as much as possible for the weapon, get true damage chance. Okay, and everything else you get offensive. Okay, mine's got maximum health as the top additional stats, but I would like to change it. However, if I change that, okay, my second stat will be affected, because when you re-identify, okay, it's either you re-identified it to or the bottom. I cannot just change the bottom. I also want to change the top, but I can't do that without changing the bottom. Okay. Next is for accessories. Okay, for accessories, you get cooldown reduction for defensive, skill damage reduction, and basic attack reduction for the defensive Jin. And for the offensive Jin, you get critical chance and skill cooldown. For me, I got here critical chance, and also skill cooldown reduction. All right. So for the synergy of Jin, Jin synergizes the most with summoners. Okay, his skill complements summoners like Lei, Mary, and even Grandiel. Okay, because they summon, and those summons, when you cast your second skill, Stone Immortal, all of the summons also fire chi bullets. So that would add up to Jin's overall damage in the dungeon or in boss. Okay, for the offensive Jin, I also suggest that if you don't want to use Grandiel, I suggest that you get Amy. Okay, Amy's first skill provides the party with an 8-second buff that whenever they do critical attacks or when there's critical, it adds 0.1 SP to the whole party. So if you got an offensive Jin with a critical build, and Jin cast second skill, Stone Immortal, and those chi bullets fly everywhere, okay, and they do critical hits. When you cast Amy's first skill, your party will not have any problems with SP because it will regenerate continuously. All right. So for the defensive Jin, it's basically the same, Lei, Mari, and Grandiel. But I also suggest that you get another tank, okay, like a Sin or Ronin, to be able to decrease the damage even more. Okay, so if you go to a dungeon where the boss or enemies damage so high, okay, if you use Jin together with a Sin or Ronin, your party will not get wiped out because the damage decrease is just so high. Those enemies would not damage you too high. Okay, so that's basically it for the Know Your Hero episode, Jin Kaien. I hope that you like that. Okay, don't forget to click subscribe and like this video. Also share it if you have some free time to your friends if they're beginners. Okay, so until next time, take care. You make me move. You make
make me dance. You make my